Watch these 2025 anime to learn Japanese.
Number 1. 香る花は凛と咲く The fragrant flower blooms with dignity. As a romance anime fan, this is one of the best and the purest anime I've watched recently. Kaoru and Rintaro go to rival schools. One's classy and one's rough. They're supposed to hate each other, but when they meet, it's the sweetest, most wholesome kind of awkward romance. If you're learning Japanese, you should check out episode 3 and 4 because they talk about dropping keigo and start speaking plain Japanese, which means they are getting closer.
Here, she's using must to say, おごります, I'll treat you. We typically use this or must to talk to strangers or people who are older than us. But it also creates distance.
夕方言ってた勉強会のことなんだけどね。土曜はどうかなって思って。
どうかしました。
Here, she forgot to use this or must and said, 勉強会のことなんだけどね about the study session because they were planning to study together. If she used です, it will be 勉強会のことなんですけどね but she didn't.
最近敬語外れちゃうからすみません。
です and ます are called 敬語 or honorific language. So she said, 最近敬語外れちゃうから I forget to use 敬語 lately. Because they're getting closer, she forgets to use this or must, which is actually quite natural. It's interesting she used the word 外れる to be detached. And because we add this or must to plain Japanese to make keigo, if you remove these things, you get plain Japanese.
さ、次からはいいので。敬語、次からはつけなくていいから。
いいの？わかった。次からは外すね。
And this was episode 3, and if you watch episode 4, you can see they get a little awkward transitioning from speaking keigo to speaking plain Japanese. And if you want to learn Japanese with me, I will teach you how real-life Japanese people actually speak Japanese with all the nuances because non-native textbook versions of Japanese like Genki or Minna no Nihongo remove a lot of nuances which make them often sound contextually wrong. So click on the link in the description and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta.
Number 2. Witch Watch, which is a light-hearted slice of life comedy with a bit of magic. I had to include this one because of episode 9, where they do this parody of unnatural textbook Japanese. This character, Horai-jun, speaks Japanese like he's translating directly from English. And it sounds similar to unnatural Japanese, the textbooks that are written for learners, like Minna no Nihongo or Genki speak Japanese.
はじめまして。
ご機嫌いかがですか？私はあなたたちに会えて嬉しいです。
ジュン君、海外で暮らしてた。
So, ご機嫌いかがですか is a little too formal, so we don't really use it very often in real life. But the next sentence, 私はあなたたちに会えて嬉しいです。I'm glad to see you guys. It doesn't sound like a real-life native speaker because we typically don't use 私, I in this context, which is quite redundant. We don't use words like あなた, you, あなたたち, you guys. We don't use them very often in real life. Yes, some people do use it in some situations, but in this kind of situation, we wouldn't use it. So it sounds like this is directly translated word by word from English. I've actually made an entire video on this episode, so you might want to check it out.
Number 3. Takopi no Genzai, Takopi's original sin. If an anime starts with the serious content warning, you have to take it seriously. This one has parental abuse and some really heavy themes, so I wouldn't recommend it to everyone. But to be honest, this is one of the best anime I've seen in recent years. You can watch this from different perspectives, but to me, it's a reminder of how helping people isn't always easy and how well-intentioned help can harm people.
今日の道具はすごいピー。タコピー、今日はすぐ帰らなきゃ。また明日。
今日 today, すぐ right away. And 帰らなきゃ is I have to go. 帰る to go plus なきゃ I have to. So 帰らなきゃ means I have to go. There's a lot of simple sentences like this in this anime.
ハッピー来る
Kuru. So she just used one word, kuru, to come, and mean, do you wanna come? In Japanese, it's very common to just use one word to say things like this. I love this anime, so watch it if you think you can handle it. It's pretty dark though.
Number 4. Medalist. If Takopi is too depressing, this one will make you happy and energized. Inori really wants to skate, but her mom doesn't allow her, so she sneaks into the nearby skating rink and practices all by herself. And that's where she meets Tsukasa, a former skater who is struggling to make ends meet. And magic happens.
T 字ストップ。スクール行く必要ないです。すぐクラブに入れましょう。
Remember, sugu, right away. 入れましょう. Let's make her join comes from the verb 入れる. To put, to enter, to make somebody enter or join. And if you use ましょう, it means let's do something. So 入れましょう means let's make her join the club.
ちょっと声でも正直驚きました
Again, a very simple sentence. でも but 正直 to be honest 驚きました is a past form of 驚く to be surprised. So she said, to be honest, I'm very surprised because the girl did really well despite the fact that she's never had formal instruction. It's a really good anime. It makes you emotional in a positive way.
Number 5. Nohara Hiroshi, 昼飯の流儀. The style of Hiroshi Nohara's lunch. This is actually a spin-off of Shin-chan featuring the dad. And this is just him eating lunch. So it's not the most exciting anime, but for learners, it's actually great because it's full of really mundane everyday conversations like going to a restaurant, ordering food, chatting with coworkers. The kind of stuff that most anime just skip.
一人なんですけど。
一人 alone. And when we use ですけど like this, it's like we don't quite finish the entire sentence. And けど typically means but we also use けど to just introduce some background information. So here he's just telling her that I'm alone. So it's like I'm alone. Can I have a seat? Can I eat here?
こちらのお席にどうぞ
どうも。
こちら is a polite way of saying こっち this way. お席 is a polite way of saying 席 seat. When you add お it makes the word polite. どうぞ please. So こちらのお席にどうぞ. Please come to this seat. There's a lot of boring but useful conversations in this anime. But real-life Japanese is full of nuances and contextual information that textbooks like Genki or Minna no Nihongo don't always teach. So if you want to learn Japanese with me, I will teach you real-life Japanese that real-life Japanese people today actually speak. So click on the link and subscribe to my email group, Japanese with Yuta.